So no matter how they will paint it, the idea that, you see, he made a comment earlier that whatever goes on in COCOBOD must be handled with circumspect.
Okay.
So because COCOBOD trades with international entities, etc.
Yeah.
So an issue such as problem with the management structure, it should not just lie that way. And I'll urge you to try and get to the bottom of this. These three individuals are just phone calls away.
Right.
They can, and Dr. Randy Abbey has been on almost all the major networks from the weekend to today. Even last night was
So
on
let me share this information with you. Doc will be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all these will
So viewers,
come
please
out.
make
yes,
make
all
a
these
date
will
for
come
this.
out.
Tomorrow,
So
Dr. Randy
I would not like to take the steam out of whatever Doc will say.
Okay.
Then currently, I'm aware that monies are being paid to the LBCs, the license buying companies. So things are moving gradually as we go. But there are two things that he has said, which I believe that Uncle Fifi should, again, talking about candor and honesty, should highlight on that the issues at COCOBOD had been issues over the years.
Right.
That was how he started.
Yeah.
These had been issues over the years.
Yeah.
Then he also goes on to say we are talking about institutional memory, people who have done the work over and over. But the question to ask yourself is that if there are people who have had the institutional memory, people who have done this over and over and over, why are we where we are today?
They've all been shipped out.
No, they needed to be shipped out because of things like what you have just said. Again, let me, much as it is not okay, lawyers can refer to something and bring it in. Chasing the elephant into the bush. He said one of the pieces of advice Nanado was giving is that people who contested with him should not be part of the campaign team. You should have moved them. If they had not even moved them, and we are hearing all this from you today, whether true or false, that are happening currently in COCOBOD, assuming they were not moved, would have had worse than what you are telling us today. Even if people cough, they would have been reported to somebody else that, have you heard somebody is coughing already? So they should have been moved. Now again, you are talking about the idea that there is cocoa stack there. No, I won't allow you. No, I won't allow you. Don't disturb my thoughts. No. Learn from me.
It is not about what people
learn from me. Learn from me.
It is rather
learn from me. I allowed you to flow. It isn't that you had
it says a friendly interruption.
No. He has had 3 friendly interruptions. None from here. Less than a minute. He was flowing for 10 minutes.
He even studied at School of Mines opposite mine.
He was flowing for 10 minutes continuously. I never, even when I wanted to cough, I had to hide my coughing.
Please proceed. Thank you.
You see, there was something that was very significant about this syndicated loan. Now, listen to Dr. Randy Abbey very well. He's talking about the fact that why do we continue to go and borrow money, as he said, and that journalists ask, then we go and sell. In 2023-2024, we went in, borrowed money with a projection for which we never met. And we were left with over 333,700 tons of cocoa to meet. And we were selling that at $2,600 a ton. Now, when we came into another year that we have had the produce and the prices had gone up, then it means that we are going to sell the higher price at what we have contracted at a lower price. So we are going to have double a slap in the face. First, we are going to sell at a lower price. Then we'll be paying $500 per ton to the farmer. That has accumulated till today.
So we have it's 2006 and then 3,100.
3,100. So that is $500.
Yes,
difference. That you get the cocoa now and you have to sell it as the old price because that was the contract you signed with the off-taker. Then you have to pay the new price to the farmer now.
Yeah.
So in effect, you are losing twice. That has been there. I would have expected that, having talked about candor and honesty, this would have been one of the first things he would have told us. Then we would have been at home to say that we have agreed with you. Let us move forward. Well, how do we handle these things going? But he didn't. For whatever reason, I'm sure when he gets the time, he will explain to us again. Then another thing that, you see, if you go always to borrow, which he said, that syndicated loan, which is something that we have been told that Ghana is very good at repayment. So give them the loan. Now, there will be a reason why the bank said, when we made the offer, they said we won't take it. Because they have a history of us not being able to supply when we made a commitment that we were going to supply.
Okay.
Then, of course, between the years 2023 to 2025, there was something we had in this country called DDEP. That also affected our international rating and the way we were able to get money from all this. Again, if you listen to Dr. Randy Abbey, he made a comment that as at the time the NDC exited in 2016, COCOBOD had positive equity of 1.8 billion. Today, as at end of 2024, they had negative equity of 3.8 billion. It means we are in debt. Then, of course, there are certain things such as jute imports, even the ones they have not cleared by 3rd December 2024, they were signing contracts to import more, which were still coming in. And all these have been debt that are on the books of COCOBOD. Before then, we have also heard about COCOBOD having cocoa road contracts.
Okay.
And the funny part was that the road contracts were all being signed in dollars for Ghanaian contractors. And COCOBOD had to service all those things. A simple question you will ask is, now who caused them? It is along this background that Dr. Randy and his team are saying, look, we will not go for the syndicated loan now. Going forward, we have been brought in. They have been in office close to a year, if not a year and a few days now. They said that we would like to seek the money from inside Ghana so that our local banks will be able to offtake this and pay the farmers. That is where we are now. The idea that cocoa farmers are not being paid. Indeed, you reference something, but I want to tell him, if he Googles, a simple Google will show him that even in 2021, there was a question from Honorable Kofi Adams that COCOBOD should come and explain why farmers are not being paid. I am not saying let's compare failure to failure, but before you will be able to highlight on someone's failure, you should be morally upright to be able to highlight somebody's failure. So if the failure had not occurred before, that is why I said that the idea that these had been issues over the years, he would have been open to say that we've had this. Now, the institutional memory. You see, sometimes the posture will not make somebody to invite you to say, with your institutional memory, how do we do this? Now, if he had gone to say, hey, Sam Jerome, Dr. Randy Abbey, this is my institutional memory. This is my memo to you. Let us look at it and see if this can help. Perhaps today I'm not at COCOBOD, but if we had done it this way, in the years that I was at COCOBOD, it would have helped us. If he had done it that way, we would have been saying that, oh, come on, you have come with good ideas. Let us also try to implement it. But if it is one that is like you are hitting the nail here and hitting the nail there, meanwhile you've done the same things. Yesterday I saw a write-up, fake or real, I don't know, attributed to Professor Michael Kwe. I believe you might have also seen it. That's talking about the fact that, hey, NPP, you didn't jump from Zambia all of a sudden to come to land in Ghana. You have all been here when we had all these problems. Indeed, it happened under your time too. Let us not make it an issue today. Let us join the Randy Abbey-led team to be able to fix this. That is what is happening now. I thank Dr. Randy Abbey for one reason, that he's been upfront telling Ghanaians the problems that they have inherited. To the extent that if you watched the program yesterday, Bernard was asking him, do you think people have called financial loss to the state? He said the appropriate agencies will deal with that. He will not. But where I sit, we couldn't have been managing COCOBOD the way it was managed the last 8 years and expect that there will be glory. Finally, I want to ask, what was the reason for moving COCOBOD from Ministry of Finance to Ministry of Agric? That also had the people who were in the finance team with the institutional memory, who were supposed to be managing this, and you moved the thing back to Ministry of Agric, and now it is back to Ministry of Finance. So when we are talking about institutional memory, there was a destabilization of the institutional memory there when it was moved from Ministry of Finance to Ministry of Agric. Yeah. So in all sectors, this country had been run down for a while. So if they have picked up now and going through A, B, C to get this done, I believe the best is if you have the institutional memory and the institutional advice to give, better do it than it should be like they are hitting the nail because there's a failure. It is not a crisis. I believe that, see again, I said something earlier. He said he's surprised that the Minister of Finance has not been talking. And there are people before the Minister of Finance who should be talking. Currently, as we are talking, the price of cocoa is $4,000. How much did we promise the farmers earlier on? But they are saying that if we promise the farmers then, why don't pay now? We promised the farmers when the price was way above 4,000. Now it is 4,000. And with all the other inputs that will go in, even if we are paying the 4,000, we will rather tell us. Yes, I have a figure here which I'll tell you that I am aware that the projected difference between 2025 and season is we are short by 70,000 tons. Now, where do we get the money to pay for all those ones? That is why the idea about going for syndicated loan every time is wrong. But there is light at the end of the tunnel that we should start to add value to the cocoa instead of always exporting the raw cocoa beans. And it's one of the things that is being done so as to mitigate the risks that we have. Because to go for money and say that I'll give you 100 bags of cocoa, and at the end of your farming season, you realize that you have only 80 bags of cocoa, then you are waiting that the next year, when the prices are becoming better, invariably, and you have 120 bags, then you need to get back the 20 bags before you move on to the 80 bags. So for me, the most important thing is what is happening next.
Okay.
So
Randy Abbey Akasa, and he says, I have no doubts about the capabilities of Dr. Randy Abbey. Any cocoa that we are going to sell now is going to result in a loss for COCOBOD. And also, COCOBOD going for syndicated loan is not going to happen. It will be very difficult. Enfamusi hanomsi ebesanso shiabium. Ewo cocoa nsensemia ekoso ewo Ghana no. Ebesanso atuaso in another video.